Imagine waking up in a place where reality seems to have glitched, where ancient stones guard impossible secrets, landscapes look hand-painted, and natural phenomena challenge everything we think we know about the planet. In this video, you will travel through real places that feel like dreams, settings so impressive they could easily be mistaken for fantasy worlds, movie scenes, or even other planets. Some are famous, others mysterious, but they all have one thing in common. They make us stop and wonder, how can this even exist? Get ready to cross surreal deserts, millennial temples, rare natural phenomena, and landscapes that look unreal, all without leaving your home. Take a deep breath, because this journey goes beyond reality.
In the middle of the silent plains of southern England, there stands a circle of giant stones that defies time, logic, and science. Stonehenge impresses not only because of the size of its rocks, but because of the mystery surrounding them. Some of these stones weigh more than 25 tons and were transported for miles. All of this over 4,000 years ago, without modern technology. No one knows exactly why Stonehenge was built. For some, it was a sacred temple. For others, an extremely precise astronomical observatory. What's most intriguing is that during the summer and winter solstices, the sun aligns perfectly with the stones, as if those ancient people possessed a deep understanding of the movements of the sky. When the mist covers the field and the morning light cuts through the stone circle, the feeling is almost supernatural. It seems as though the place is alive, watching whoever approaches. Stonehenge is not just a monument, it is a standing enigma, a silent reminder that ancient civilizations knew far more than we imagine. And perhaps, some secrets were never meant to be fully revealed.
In the heart of the Mexican jungle, there is a place that seems to hide a secret passage to another world. Cenote Ixquil appears suddenly, like a massive circular well carved by nature itself, with vertical walls covered in roots and vines descending toward deep, crystal-clear blue water. For the ancient Maya, cenotes were not just places to swim. They believed these natural caves were sacred portals, a direct connection to the spiritual underworld known as Xibalba. And when sunlight pours through the opening above, illuminating the interior like a divine beam, it becomes easy to understand why. The depth is striking, the silence envelops you, and the soft echo of water creates an almost hypnotic atmosphere. Down below, time seems to slow. Each dive feels like entering a forbidden, untouched space where nature and mystery coexist in perfect balance. Ixquil does not feel like just a beautiful place. It feels alive, breathing history, belief, and beauty all at once. A real-life setting that could easily be mistaken for a dream, or for an ancient legend that simply chose to keep existing until today. In the far north of the planet, above the Arctic Circle, there is a city where the sky often steals the spotlight. Tromsø seems ordinary during the day, but when night falls, something extraordinary can happen. Suddenly, the dark sky transforms into a living spectacle of green, purple, and blue lights silently dancing across the landscape. The northern lights are never guaranteed, and perhaps that is exactly what makes the experience so magical. People from all over the world brave the intense cold, cross oceans, and wait patiently for hours, all to witness a few minutes that feel unreal. When the lights appear, the silence is absolute. Not because there is no sound, but out of pure awe. Surrounded by fjords, snow-covered mountains, and frozen waters, Tromsø feels like the perfect stage for this celestial phenomenon. There, it feels as though you are watching the universe itself move before your eyes. It is not just a natural phenomenon, it is a powerful reminder that Earth still holds spectacles that defy any emotional explanation.
Seeing the northern lights in Tromsø is not just watching a show in the sky. It is feeling that, for a few moments, reality decided to become art.
Amid the dense forest of South America, the Earth seems to split in two. Iguazu Falls is not just a waterfall, it is hundreds of them, stretching for miles and forming one of the most breathtaking natural scenes on the planet. You hear it before you see it, a constant, deep, almost animal-like roar. As you approach Devil's Throat, the impact is overwhelming. The water plunges down with such force that it creates a permanent cloud of mist enveloping everything around it. Rainbows appear and disappear in the air as if the place were alive, breathing pure energy. It is impossible not to feel small there. What feels most surreal is the scale. No matter how many photos you have seen, nothing prepares you for the real sensation. The water never stops. Day and night, the spectacle continues as if nature were in an eternal state of controlled explosion. For indigenous peoples, this was a sacred site. And even today, without myths or legends, the feeling remains the same. Iguazu does not feel like just nature. It feels like a point where the planet reveals its maximum power without asking permission. A place so intense, so grand, it defies any attempt at description. Here, reality is not silent, it roars.
At first glance, Himeji Castle appears delicate, almost light, as if it had been painted with soft brushstrokes. Its white walls and curved roofs earned it the nickname White Heron Castle, as though it were about to take flight. But behind this serene beauty lies one of the most ingenious and strategic fortresses ever built. Constructed over 400 years ago, Himeji was never conquered in battle. Its internal paths form a true labyrinth, designed to confuse invaders, while discreet openings allowed for unseen attacks and defense. Every detail had a function. Nothing there is merely decorative. Most impressive of all is that the castle survived earthquakes, fires, and even the bombings of World War II intact. While entire cities were destroyed, Himeji remained standing, as if protected by something beyond engineering. In spring, cherry blossoms surround the fortress, creating an almost unreal scene. It looks like something out of an anime, but it is completely real. Walking through Himeji is like crossing centuries of Japanese history, where beauty and war coexist in perfect balance. A place that proves that sometimes what seems fragile is precisely what withstands time the most.
At first glance, the Grand Canyon seems too vast to be real. It is as if the earth had been slowly torn open, revealing layers of time exposed before our eyes. Nearly 450 kilometers long, its colossal walls shift in color as the sun moves across the sky. What makes the place even more surreal is knowing that all of it was patiently carved by the Colorado River over millions of years. A slow, almost invisible process that resulted in one of the most breathtaking landscapes on the planet. Each band of color in the rock is like a page from Earth's history. At sunrise or sunset, the canyon takes on shades of red, orange, and gold, creating a silent, hypnotic spectacle. The wind echoes between the walls, and the feeling is of standing before something far greater than any human construction. Even from above, the Grand Canyon never fully reveals itself. It holds depths, hidden curves, and mysterious shadows that seem endless. It is impossible to grasp its true scale in a single visit. There, time is not measured in hours or days, but in eras. The Grand Canyon is not just a place to see, it is a place to feel. A powerful reminder that nature operates on scales the human mind can barely comprehend.
Hidden beneath the surface of the island of Kefalonia in Greece, there is a cave where sunlight creates one of the most unreal effects in the natural world. Melisani Cave seems ordinary from the outside until you step in. Inside, a lake of astonishingly blue water fills the center of the cavern, reflecting the light that pours through an opening in the ceiling like a celestial spotlight. The partial collapse of the cave thousands of years ago made this spectacle possible. At certain times of day, the sun hits at the exact angle, causing the water to glow in electric blue and turquoise tones, almost fluorescent. It looks like cinematic color grading, but it is entirely real. In ancient times, the Greeks believed this place was sacred, dedicated to the nymphs. And as you glide silently in small boats across the transparent water with the cave floor visible beneath you, it is easy to understand how so many legends were born. The atmosphere is calm, echoing, almost hypnotic. There are no waves, no wind, only light, stone, and silence. Melisani does not impress with its size, but with the sensation of being inside a lucid dream, where reality decided to play with colors and reflections. A place that proves that sometimes the most astonishing spectacle on Earth happens far from the sky, right beneath our feet.
In the middle of the hot plains of the Yucatan Peninsula rises a pyramid so precise it seems to have been designed by someone who understood the sky better than the Earth itself. Chichen Itza is not just a collection of ruins, it is a code in stone left behind by the Maya civilization. The Pyramid of Kukulkan, also known as El Castillo, hides a detail that transforms architecture into spectacle. Twice a year, during the equinoxes, the sun's shadow creates the illusion of a serpent slowly descending the pyramid's steps. Thousands gather to watch, but the phenomenon unfolds exactly as it was designed more than 1,000 years ago. Each side of the pyramid has 91 steps. Added together, plus the top platform, they total 365, the exact number of days in a year. Nothing there is accidental. The Maya mastered astronomy, mathematics, and engineering with a precision that still astonishes modern scientists. Around it, temples, ball courts, and sculptures tell stories of rituals, power, and connection with the gods. The silence of the site contrasts with the weight of the history it carries. Chichen Itza does not feel like abandoned ruins. It feels like a place that is still waiting, as if at any moment the past could begin moving again among the stones.
In the heart of the island of Java, surrounded by mist and dormant volcanoes, there is a temple that seems to slowly emerge from dream into reality. Borobudur was not built merely to be seen. It was designed to be walked, like a spiritual journey carved in stone. Constructed over 1,000 years ago, the temple is formed by levels that represent the path to enlightenment in Buddhism. As you ascend, the outside world gradually falls away. The circular corridors are covered with thousands of relief panels depicting stories, teachings, and scenes of ancient life in astonishing detail. At the top, dozens of perforated stupas shelter Buddha statues, many partially hidden, as if the sacred were not meant to be fully revealed. At sunrise, when golden light filters through the mist and slowly unveils the temple, the sensation is almost unreal, as if Borobudur is awakening along with the day. Most intriguing of all is that the temple lay buried for centuries beneath volcanic ash and jungle, forgotten by the world. When it was rediscovered, it seemed to have waited patiently, intact, for the right moment to reappear. Borobudur does not impose grandeur through size, but through atmosphere. There, silence speaks loudly, and each step feels like it leads not only upward, but inward. In the heart of Brazil's Cerrado, there is a place that truly lives up to its name,
The Valley of the Moon seems not to belong to Earth. Rock formations sculpted over millions of years create a landscape reminiscent of the lunar surface, smooth curves, deep grooves, and gray stones shaped by the constant force of water. The artist behind this surreal work is the São Miguel River. For centuries, it flowed there unhurriedly, polishing the rocks as if they were living sculptures. The result is a natural labyrinth where each step reveals a different, almost alien shape. Depending on the light, the valley transforms completely. When the sun is high, shadows create dramatic contrasts. In the late afternoon, everything takes on golden and silvery tones, reinforcing the feeling of standing on another planet. And amid this unlikely scenery, natural pools of clear water emerge, breaking the visual aridity with life and movement. The silence is almost absolute, interrupted only by the sound of water running between the stones. There, time seems to slow down. No buildings, no visible roads, just nature in its raw state, proving it does not need vibrant colors to be breathtaking. The Valley of the Moon does not shout beauty, it whispers mystery. And perhaps that is exactly why the experience of being there feels so unforgettable.
Few places in the world manage to blend raw power and beauty as hypnotically as Niagara Falls. Located on the border between Canada and the United States, they are not just a waterfall, they are a constant, forceful flow that never rests, day or night, in sunshine, rain, or snow. Millions of liters of water plunge every second, creating a thick mist that rises like smoke and surrounds everything nearby. Up close, the sound is deafening. It feels as though the earth itself is in continuous motion, pulsing with energy. From a distance, the spectacle becomes almost elegant, with perfect curves and a visual rhythm impossible to ignore. At night, the falls are illuminated by colorful lights, transforming the scene into something nearly surreal, as if the landscape had been reinvented. In winter, the contrast is even more striking. Ice, snow, and rushing water coexist in the same space, defying visual logic. What is most fascinating is that, despite being one of the most visited places on the planet, Niagara never feels ordinary. There is always something new to notice, a different detail in the mist, the light, or the sound. There, it becomes clear that nature does not need to be silent to be grand. Sometimes it asserts itself with full force and still manages to be absolutely mesmerizing.
At certain moments of the day, Mont Saint-Michel looks like an island straight out of a medieval tale. At others, it feels like a mirage. Located off the coast of Normandy, this rocky mount holds a 1,000-year-old abbey that rises dramatically from the sea and nearly disappears just as quickly as the tides advance and retreat. Here occurs one of Europe's most astonishing phenomena. The tide rises so rapidly that for centuries it caught travelers off guard. For hours, the access road becomes completely submerged, isolating the mount like a natural fortress. Then the water withdraws and reveals the passage once again, as if the sea itself had decided to allow entry. At the top, the abbey dominates the landscape with towers, ramparts, and stone corridors that echo centuries of history, faith, and battles. At night, illuminated against the dark sky, Mont Saint-Michel appears to float, suspended between heaven and ocean. Walking through its narrow streets is like moving through layers of time. Every turn reveals a new perspective, a new impossible angle. It is no wonder this place has inspired legends, films, and works of fantasy. Mont Saint-Michel is not just a destination. It is a spectacle in constant transformation, shaped by the sea, by time, and by human imagination.
There is a place on Earth where it almost never rains, where the ground looks like another planet, and where the night sky is considered one of the clearest in the world.
The Atacama Desert in northern Chile is so extreme that NASA has used it to test equipment destined for Mars. And when you look around, it makes perfect sense. During the day, Valle de la Luna stuns with massive dunes, wind-sculpted rock formations, and colors that shift from beige to deep orange. At sunset, the landscape becomes almost unreal, as if it were being painted in real time before your eyes. But the Atacama does not sleep. Before dawn, the El Tatio geysers come alive. Columns of steam rise from the ground in the freezing early morning air, creating a scene worthy of science fiction. The Earth seems to breathe, releasing energy straight from its core. And when night falls, the spectacle continues overhead. The Milky Way appears with astonishing clarity, revealing stars, nebulae, and galaxies to the naked eye. There you feel closer to the universe than to the world itself. The Atacama is not merely dry, silent, or isolated. It is a powerful reminder of how completely alien Earth can appear without ever ceasing to be real.
In the heart of Siberia lies a lake so ancient and so deep that it holds about 20% of the planet's unfrozen fresh water. But what truly makes Lake Baikal feel like a dream or another world happens in winter, when everything freezes. The surface transforms into a sheet of perfectly transparent ice, revealing trapped gas bubbles layered beneath, cracks stretching for miles, and shades of blue almost impossible to describe. Walking across it feels like floating over emptiness, as if the ground might vanish at any moment. Despite its fragile appearance, Baikal's ice is incredibly strong. And yet it speaks. Deep cracks echo constantly, metallic and resonant sounds that seem to rise from the Earth's depths. For those unfamiliar, it is unsettling. For those who know it, it is hypnotic. In summer, the lake changes personality entirely, revealing crystal-clear waters and tranquil landscapes. But it is in winter that Baikal shows its most surreal, almost extraterrestrial side. At over 25 million years old, this is not just a lake, it is a survivor of time, a place where nature creates scenes so improbable they seem imagined rather than formed. Lake Baikal does not try to impress. It simply exists on a scale that challenges everything we think we know. On the banks of the Yamuna River, wrapped in perfect symmetry and respectful silence, stands a monument not built to display power, but to immortalize love. The Taj Mahal appears almost unreal at first glance, as if weightless, as though it were floating above the white marble ground. Built in the 17th century by Emperor Shah Jahan in honor of his favorite wife, the Taj Mahal is, at its core, a story of grief transformed into architecture. Every detail was crafted with absolute precision. Flawless symmetry, perfectly aligned gardens, delicate inscriptions that seem hand-drawn. Depending on the time of day, the monument changes color. At sunrise, soft shades of pink. During the day, pure white. At dusk, golden tones. And under moonlight, it takes on an almost ethereal appearance, like a palace outside of time. Most impressive is that, despite being one of the most famous places on Earth, the Taj Mahal preserves an atmosphere of contemplation. The noise of the city feels distant. The pace slows. People speak more softly, almost instinctively. There, it is not only beauty that moves you, it is the feeling that human emotions, love, loss, memory, can endure as long as stone. A silent reminder that some stories need no words to cross centuries.
Scattered across the calm, misty waters of northern Vietnam, thousands of stone islands rise from the sea like giant sculptures. Ha Long Bay feels like a setting built for a fantasy film, where nature decided to play with impossible shapes and unreal perspectives. There are more than 1,600 limestone islets, many covered in dense vegetation, forming a natural labyrinth that changes appearance as light and fog shift. In the morning, everything seems to float. In the afternoon, shadows carve dramatic silhouettes. And at sunset, the sea reflects golden and silver tones, turning the entire place into a living mirror. Sailing slowly between these formations is an almost meditative experience. The engines hum softly, the wind is gentle, and silence takes over. Some islands hide caves, inner lagoons, and secret beaches, accessible only by small boats. The name Ha Long means descending dragon. According to legend, a dragon created the island by scattering jewels into the sea to protect the region. And looking around, it is easy to believe that story. Ha Long does not impress through force, but through atmosphere, a place where everything feels suspended, time, sound, and even reality itself.
There is a mountain that seems hand-drawn, with lines so perfect they challenge nature itself. Mount Fuji is not only Japan's most famous volcano, it is a spiritual, cultural, and visual symbol that has endured for centuries. Standing at 3,776 meters, Fuji dominates the surrounding landscape, yet never aggressively. Its near-perfect symmetry conveys calm, balance, and silence. Depending on the season, it transforms entirely, snow-capped in winter, framed by cherry blossoms in spring, reflected in crystal-clear lakes in summer. For the Japanese, Mount Fuji is sacred. For centuries, pilgrims have climbed it not as a physical challenge, but as a ritual of purification. Even for those who simply observe it from afar, the mountain seems to exert an almost magnetic presence. On clear days, Fuji appears on the horizon like a vision. On others, it hides partially behind clouds, revealing itself slowly, as if choosing when to be seen. This constant play between appearance and disappearance deepens its mystery. Mount Fuji does not need exaggeration to impress. It commands respect through simplicity, a reminder that sometimes perfection lies in silence, form, and constancy.
In the far south of Chile lies a place where nature seems to exaggerate on purpose. Torres del Paine is a national park that gathers, in a single landscape, jagged mountains, impossibly colored lakes, massive glaciers, and open plains swept by wind. The famous granite towers rise almost vertically, like stone spears pointed toward the sky. At sunrise, they glow in shades of red and pink, creating one of the most breathtaking dawns on Earth. It is a quiet moment, brief, and absolutely unforgettable. But the spectacle does not end there. Turquoise lakes mirror snow-covered peaks like flawless reflections. The gray glacier moves slowly, creaking and cracking into blocks of ice that drift across the water. And amid it all, guanacos roam freely, reminding you that nature still sets the rules here. The weather shifts quickly. Sun, wind, rain, and snow can all happen in a single day, giving the place a constant sense of unpredictability. Each trail feels like it leads to a completely different world, as though multiple landscapes were seamlessly connected. Torres del Paine is not a comfortable place. It is an intense one of those rare points on the planet where the landscape does not try to please, it simply demands respect.
In the middle of the Pacific Ocean, thousands of kilometers from any continent, lies an island so isolated that for a long time it seemed beyond the reach of the modern world. Easter Island, or Rapa Nui, is one of the most enigmatic places ever inhabited by humans. And everything there revolves around silent figures that have watched the horizon for centuries, the moi. These enormous stone statues, some over 10 meters tall, were carved and transported by a people who had no metal tools, wheels, or draft animals. How this was accomplished remains a subject of debate. Even more intriguing is that many Moai remain partially buried, revealing that their bodies are far larger than they appear at first glance. Scattered across the island, especially on platforms facing inland, the Moai create an almost supernatural atmosphere. They do not stare out at the ocean. They look toward the land, as if protecting the island and its inhabitants even after centuries. The surrounding landscape deepens the mystery. Volcanic cliffs, green fields, massive craters, and a profound silence broken only by the wind. Everything there feels distant from the present moment.
In the western Philippines lies a collection of lagoons so clear and quiet they seem hidden from the rest of the world. Palawan, especially the El Nido region, holds landscapes where limestone cliffs rise vertically above turquoise waters, forming natural corridors accessible only through narrow openings in the rock. As you enter one of these lagoons, the sound of the ocean fades away. The engine shuts off, the paddle dips into the water, and silence takes over. Light reflects off the pale seabed, painting everything in shades of blue and green that feel unreal. In some areas, the cliffs close in tightly, creating the sensation of stepping into a secret world. Big Lagoon and Small Lagoon are the most iconic settings. From above, seen by drone, they resemble abstract paintings. From within, the experience is even more powerful. The water is so transparent, it feels as though the boat is floating in midair. What makes Palawan even more extraordinary is the contrast between grandeur and tranquility. There are no skyscrapers, no chaotic cities nearby, just nearly untouched nature, slowly shaped by time. Palawan does not rely on ancient mysteries or millennia-old legends. Its impact comes from pure, almost silent beauty, a reminder that some of the most breathtaking places on Earth still feel untouched, as if they are waiting to be discovered.
In southern Egypt, carved directly into a mountainside of stone, stand temples so precise they seem to defy the very idea of antiquity. Abu Simbel was not merely built, it was calculated. Every detail follows an astonishing astronomical logic created more than 3,000 years ago. The four colossal statues of Ramses II gaze over the desert in absolute silence. Each one rises over 20 meters tall, radiating a sense of power that transcends centuries. But the true spectacle unfolds inside the temple. Twice a year, the sun rises at such an exact angle that its rays travel through the main corridor and illuminate the statues in the inner sanctuary, deliberately leaving one specific deity in shadow. As if that were not enough, the entire complex was relocated in the 1960s to escape the rising waters of Lake Nasser, formed after the construction of a dam. Stone by stone, Abu Simbel was dismantled and rebuilt on higher ground, preserving its original solar alignment with astonishing precision. Standing there means witnessing ancient and modern engineering meeting at the same point in time. Abu Simbel is not just a monument. It is proof that knowledge, ambition, and time can coexist in perfect harmony. A place where the sun still obeys the will of those who lived millennia ago.
High in the Bavarian Alps, emerging through forests and mist, stands a castle that seems to have stepped straight out of a fairy tale. Neuschwanstein feels so unreal that many assume it must be a modern fantasy, yet it is very real, born from the mind of a king obsessed with dreams. Built in the 19th century by Ludwig II of Bavaria, the castle was never meant for defense or governance. It was created to stage a romantic ideal. Slender towers, pale walls, grand halls, and vertiginous views over valleys and lakes.
Everything was designed to impress and to isolate. The interior is even more astonishing. Rooms inspired by operas, mythological paintings, ornate ceilings, and a throne hall that resembles a cathedral. Yet, curiously, the throne was never installed. The castle remained unfinished, like an interrupted dream. Depending on the season, Neuschwanstein shifts personality. In summer, it stands out against lush green hills. In autumn, it emerges wrapped in mist. In winter, covered in snow, it feels completely detached from the real world. It is no surprise that this castle inspired Disney's iconic imagery. Neuschwanstein is not merely beautiful, it is the materialization of boundless imagination, a place where reality decided to pretend it was fantasy.
In the middle of the Egyptian desert, far from cities and busy roads, lies a place that feels sculpted by imagination itself. The white desert astonishes at first glance. Pale ground contrasts sharply with an intense blue sky, and white rock formations rise across the landscape like abstract sculptures. These rocks were placed there by no one. They were shaped by wind over thousands of years, forming figures that resembled giant mushrooms, animals, columns, and even faces. Every angle reveals a new shape, as if the scenery were in constant transformation. By day, sunlight makes everything almost blinding, intensifying the sensation of standing on another planet. But it is at night that the white desert becomes truly surreal. With no light pollution, the sky fills with stars, and the pale rocks reflect the moonlight, creating a silent, almost ethereal environment. There are no buildings, no constant human sounds, only wind, sand, and absolute silence. It is the kind of place where the mind slows down, and the sense of time seems to dissolve completely. The white desert does not impress through classical grandeur, but through strangeness, a real landscape that feels impossible, as if the earth decided in that spot to experiment with something entirely different.
In the Nevada desert lies a place where the rocks appear to be on fire. Valley of Fire earned its name for a simple reason. When sunlight hits at the right angle, the sandstone formations ignite in intense shades of red, orange, and pink, creating the illusion of a petrified sea of flames. These rocks are over 150 million years old and were slowly shaped by wind and erosion, forming natural arches, waves of stone, and walls that seem to melt. Walking there feels like crossing a Martian landscape, dry, silent, and utterly surreal. Scattered among the formations, ancient petroglyphs reveal that indigenous peoples inhabited the region thousands of years ago. Carvings of animals, symbols, and stories etched into stone remain as messages to the future, a powerful contrast between human fragility and the eternity of the landscape. By day, the heat is intense. At night, the sky opens into a spectacle of stars, reinforcing the feeling of total isolation. No nearby cities, no constant noise, only wind, stone, and time. Valley of Fire does not try to be beautiful in a traditional sense. It is raw, exaggerated, almost hostile, and that is exactly what makes it unforgettable. A place where the earth seems to have revealed its wildest and most artistic side.
At dawn, even before the sun appears, the horizon of Bagan begins to transform. Thousands of temples and pagodas slowly emerge from the mist, scattered across an apparently endless plain. When the first hot air balloons rise into the sky, the scene stops feeling real and becomes almost magical. Bagan was the capital of an ancient kingdom that, between the 9th and 13th centuries, built more than 10,000 temples. Today, around 2,000 still stand, resisting time, earthquakes, and history itself. Each structure holds unique details, ancient paintings, and silent statues that have witnessed centuries of devotion. From above, the view is mesmerizing.
Pagodas dot the landscape like stars across a terrestrial sky. The golden sunlight rises slowly, shifting the colors and creating an atmosphere suspended in time. What is most remarkable is the silence. Despite its grandeur, Bagan remains calm and contemplative. There are no skyscrapers, no chaotic traffic, only open fields, ancient temples, and the distant sound of wind. Bagan is not an open-air museum. It is a living place where the past remains present in every detail. One of those rare corners of the world where history is not locked behind glass. It stretches across the horizon.
Seen from above, it looks like a flaw in the ocean. A perfect dark blue circle, almost absurdly contrasted against the shallow turquoise waters around it. The Great Blue Hole, located off the coast of Belize, is one of the most intriguing natural phenomena on the planet, and also one of the most unsettling. This enormous underwater sinkhole measures over 300 meters across and about 125 meters deep. It formed during the last ice age when sea levels were much lower. Over time, limestone caves collapsed and the ocean claimed everything. For experienced divers, descending into it feels like entering another world. As you go deeper, the light fades, the blue grows darker, and massive stalactites emerge from the walls, silent as if frozen in time. The sensation is of staring directly into the unknown. Even for those who never dive, the aerial view alone is enough to leave an impact. The contrast is so perfect, it seems artificial, almost as if someone had painted that circle in the middle of the sea. The Great Blue Hole impresses not only because of its color, but because of the feeling it evokes. A reminder that, even today, the ocean still holds spaces that seem not to belong entirely to our world.
At first glance, Lake Natron looks like a landscape from another planet. Its waters can take on intense shades of red, orange, and pink, forming abstract patterns that resemble a surreal painting more than a real lake. Located in northern Tanzania, this is one of the most extreme environments on Earth. Its coloration comes from the high concentration of salt and microorganisms that thrive there, even under conditions that would be fatal to most life forms. The water can reach high temperatures and levels of alkalinity so extreme they resemble ammonia. For many animals, it is a dangerous place. For others, it is essential. Curiously, Lake Natron is one of the main breeding grounds for lesser flamingos. They have adapted perfectly to the hostile environment, using the lake as natural protection from predators. Seen from above, thousands of flamingos create living patterns across the colored water, forming images that seem almost unreal. Around the lake, crystallized salt formations shape the landscape, while the volcano Oldoiyonoy Lengai rises in the background, reinforcing the feeling of standing in a primordial world. Lake Natron is not welcoming. It is extreme, strange, and fascinating. A place that proves beauty does not always come from comfort. Sometimes it is born exactly at the edge between life and the impossible.
In southern Jordan lies a desert so striking that it has repeatedly been used to represent Mars in science fiction films. Wadi Rum is not just a sea of sand. It is a vast valley of towering rock formations, reddish mountains, and natural structures that seem sculpted by an artistic intelligence. Sandstone cliffs rise abruptly from the ground, forming natural corridors, stone arches, and deep shadows that shift constantly throughout the day. Depending on the light, the desert can appear golden, deep red, or even purple at dusk. Each hour reveals a different landscape. Wadi Rum also carries human history. Nomadic peoples have lived there for thousands of years, leaving ancient inscriptions carved into the rocks. And despite its harsh appearance, the desert still holds life, culture, and tradition today. Wadi Rum does not try to feel comfortable or inviting. It is vast, silent, and powerful. A place where Earth feels less like home and more like an unknown planet. Even before sunrise, Mount Bromo already feels unreal. Wrapped in mist and silence, it rises from the middle of a vast sea of volcanic sand, surrounded by a massive caldera that seems lifted from another world. There are no dense forests, no vibrant colors, only shades of gray, gold, and smoke. When the first ray of sunlight appears on the horizon, everything changes. Clouds drift slowly between the volcanoes, light reveals layers of the landscape, and Bromo releases constant smoke from its active crater, a reminder that the Earth there is still alive, still breathing. The contrast is what strikes most. People walk or ride across the sea of sand toward the base of the volcano under a setting that feels completely hostile, yet hypnotic. Climbing the steps to the crater's edge and looking inside is to feel the planet's force up close, unfiltered. For the Tanger people who have lived in the region for centuries, Bromo is sacred. Even today, rituals and offerings are made there, reinforcing the connection between extreme nature and spirituality. Mount Bromo is not just a beautiful volcano. It is a visual reminder that Earth still creates landscapes that look like science fiction, and that, in some places, reality surpasses imagination.
After traveling through places that seem born from dreams, legends, and even other planets, one thing becomes clear. The real world can still be more astonishing than any fantasy. In every landscape, every ruin, every natural phenomenon, there is a silent reminder that Earth holds mysteries far beyond what we imagine in everyday life. These places are not just points on a map. They are experiences that awaken curiosity, admiration, and that irresistible desire to explore more, understand more, and keep traveling, even if only with our eyes and imagination. If any of these places surprised you, leave a comment below telling us which one you would most like to visit and where you were watching from. And if you enjoy this kind of journey through incredible destinations, subscribe, leave a like, and turn on notifications so you do not miss the next adventures. Because the world is far too vast to be seen in just one way.